I think that God's been hearing his prayers, his brother's prayers, and definitely hearing my prayers.
Tawaya Paynes was put in an unexpected position at the end of last month when a teen boy called into her podcast reporting that he and his 8 brothers were being sexually abused by their adoptive father. She's a podcaster out of Atlanta. The teen, as she would later learn, was calling from a burner phone from a home in Southwest Houston, according to charging documents.
I knew that he was crying out for help, but he was afraid.
The teen wouldn't say who he was or where he lived. Charging documents say he told the podcaster that he planned to wait until he turned 18 in just a few days to take action against his father. But based on the egregious allegations the teen made during the 45 minutes he was on the podcast, Payne says she knew she had to find help for him right away.
I said, I'm about to find these kids. And they're like, it's impossible. You don't know anything about, this kid. He didn't give you his name. Like, how are you going to find him? I said, I'm going to call the police. And they said, try it. Texas is huge.
For the 48 hours after their conversation, she made hundreds of phone calls based on random pieces of information that he gave. Payne says she figured out the man the teen was talking about was 38-year-old Cohen, who has been very public about their large family online, including this blog. Paynes called Houston police. Days later, Cohen was arrested and charged with sexual assault.
They did call me the day that Mr. Cohen ended up incarcerated, and they did tell me, just for confirmation, the children are safe.
Hey guys, this is Tawaya with Blindskinnedbeauty, and I'm just actually trying to get some help for the podcast call that I received on January 30th with Blindskinnedbeauty podcast on Spoon. Please follow because it's only getting bigger. I'm reaching out today because we need help. We need lots of help. These kids are not safe right now. I feel like CPS failed them. There's a huge story, and it's only getting more and more huge by the day. I've been following the news. I've been following everything. I've been very cooperative with the news, also with the detectives of the story, and it's just not fair. It's not safe. It does not sound right, and it's getting more and more and more disturbing by the day, minute, second, hour. Like it's really getting disturbing. The big part is here, that the kids are removed from the home, but at this point, CPS is just putting them wherever they want to. I did have a phone call on Wednesday where they called me and asked me, would I like to take the kids? There's 4 of them left. They gave me the ages of the children and everything, but I told them, I said, well, I am a single woman in a single room right now. I am looking for a home, but I don't, I'm a single woman. I never thought to have a bigger house for 4 children because that wasn't a part of my plans. But you never know what God has for you or what his plans are. So with that being said, I did tell them, I said, I don't mind taking them, but I would need help with a bigger home for them. There's 4 kids. I would at least need a 5-bedroom house. They immediately said, she immediately said, okay, well, we'll look for someone else, maybe with a 3-bedroom house. I said, well, I don't think that's safe because these kids been through a lot right now. Not only were they being raped by Cohen, their dad, their adoptive dad, but they've also been, interacting with one another sexually because that's what Cohen had them doing. So I don't think that it's safe for them to share a bedroom. And, they were a little offended with what I was saying. And all of a sudden, her angels didn't sound so much like her angels anymore. It was more like, well, right now they're in a safe place. This could take a while. We're still investigating. We don't even know when we're going to court. They knew when they were going to court because they actually had court on the 23rd from that Wednesday. And they denied even having that court day. They said that was for the foreign exchange student that Cohen allegedly raped. So with that being said, these kids need help. They need help. They need help from the community. I'm looking for everyone's help at this time. We're not asking for anything monetary, but we need letters to the judge. We just need people to know that this is not right. I have several different people coming into my inbox, my messenger on Spoon and emails and everything, just telling me like, listen, we knew that something was going on with these kids. We just couldn't say anything. We couldn't pinpoint it. And, this man had over 8 charges already while having these children. And then he also had the foreign exchange student trial that he just went to. Well, he was supposed to go to on the 23rd. I don't understand how these kids were even able to stay inside of the house. And just watching the news and everything, seeing that they had to stay naked till while they were in the home, they had to stay naked and locked inside of their room until 4 p.m. when they were allowed to come out to eat. That is ridiculous. That is some of the worst things that I've ever heard. Mind you, this man have a YouTube. They had a TV show that got canceled out because of the foreign exchange student. They had so much going on. These kids look like they look like they could be happy kids in so many words in on the videos. But when you actually go through their Facebook pages or Cohen's Facebook page, you see something different. You can see it in their face. As soon as I saw the picture that I pulled up online, I seen it in their face. They were not happy. They were silently depressed. And I listened to certain things that they did on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, I could literally hear their prayers in some of the acts that they were, reciting. It's really sick and disappointing. It's really sick and it's disappointing. So please don't mind me. I'm a little bit concerned. I don't like to say nervous, but this is not something that I was expecting to do. It's something that I felt like I had to do. I felt like we had to reach out as a community because, as they say, it takes a village to raise a child. This is more than one child. This is several different children, and they've been failed already. My biggest goal here today is to make sure that they're not failed again. I feel like if CPS had a better option than to call me and ask me if I can take these boys, all the way in Atlanta, why didn't they choose that option first? Why would they call me? To make it look good for the media, to make it look good inside of the courthouse, to make it look good to make it look like they were doing something bigger than what they were doing? I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right at all. These kids need their own space. I immediately told the young woman, I said, listen, I'm a single woman inside of a single room. I can't, I wouldn't know what to do with them 4 boys here. I would need a bigger house, at least 5 bedrooms. And immediately she was, those angels because they were her angels when she first called. It wasn't angels anymore. It was more so selfishness and selflessness. Like, she literally changed up immediately and said, well, we need to find someone with maybe a 3-bedroom. Unbelievable. Like, this is just unbelievable. CPS Texas, you failed them once. This cannot go on another time. However, I can get help. I'm going to be writing the judge. I have other authorities that'll be writing the judge as well. If anyone out here is willing to write the judge, please do so, because this is huge and these kids need help. Justice for the Cohen boys. And, we're still praying for Cohen as well. Chaim Cohen. We're still praying for him because we don't know what was going on inside of his life. But me as a woman of God and being just who I am and loving unconditionally for without a reason, I do know that we all make mistakes in life. So we're not going to just fault, this young man for making a mistake, because that's what he did. He made a mistake, and we're going to let God deal with him and his mistakes. I don't want people to be writing me like, oh, I just want him to get done the same thing that he was doing to those boys in prison, because that's not what we do when we love God. That's not what we do. We let God choose the punishment and let him handle it, because vengeance is not ours, but it is the Lord's. So I did want to leave you guys with that, because everyone is being really mean and some people are being really nasty about the Jewish community and stuff. And listen, Cohen is human. Jewish is a religion. We can't base a human off of the whole entire religion. Cohen made a mistake, not the Jewish community. So we have to realize that, and we have to, we wouldn't want to be judged off of someone else's actions, which we are most of the time, but that right there is so not correct. So we have to fix that as well. right now we're praying for justice for these boys, and, just that justice is served completely. Just keep everybody in prayers, and let's get these kids some help. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Please follow me on all social media networks: Twitter, Blindskinnedbeauty, my podcast on Spoon, Blindskinnedbeauty, Instagram, Blindskinnedbeauty, and Facebook, Twaya Emaret. I will write all of that inside of the chat. Just please follow me. Give me any type of resources, because I'm not from Texas, so I don't know what I can do. I don't know how I can help these kids, but I am really, really, really interested in doing so. Also, if anyone can help me get the email to the judge on the case, I would gladly appreciate that. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
A desperate cry for help on a podcast.
I will tell you the state I'm in. I'm in the state of Texas.
Host Twaya Payne says an ordinary episode took a disturbing turn.
I would never think that something like this would happen.
We've altered the voice to protect the identity of the 17-year-old boy she says called in reporting that his father had been sexually assaulting him since he was 11 years old.
What should be done to him? I'm asking more of, should I, basically, I also am afraid of retaliation.
I'm like, listen, I want to help you. I want to help you.
And the allegations didn't stop there. 38-year-old Cohen, seen here in court, has 9 adopted boys, and the 17-year-old went on to say that Cohen made his brothers perform sexual acts on each other.
You need to tell all of that, because this is not right.
Prosecutors obtained a warrant thanks to the podcast, and the 6 youngest children were brought into CPS custody and were provided a safe space to detail their experiences.
It was a huge release. I was just in the house like, thank you, Jesus. I was so excited. It worked like that to me, to be honest.
And while she's grateful help has arrived, Paynes can't believe the allegations go so far back.
This stuff was going on. They just didn't. They couldn't bring it about. It really hurts to the core.
And now, Twaya is hoping to help the kids in any way she can.
We got to make sure that they're safe. We got to make sure that they're taken care of.
Zach Tawatari, KHOU 11 News.